What's up, motocross action? Welcome to This Week in MXA episode number 12, presented to you by O'Neill Racing. Got to give a big shout out to the guys at O'Neill for giving me an opportunity to bring you guys weekly updates to keep you updated on what's going on inside of the motocross industry and in the MXA world. Today, I'm at the Fantic Rev headquarters here in Marietta, California. They're right by KTM, Husqvarna, WP, Twisted Development. All the major manufacturers are down here, kind of in this one little cul-de-sac. Fantic Rev is here, and we're here filming this video. Getting right into it, if you've been keeping up with our This Week in MXA videos, you might remember a video a few weeks back where I talked about Beta motorcycles jumping into the motocross scene. If you haven't heard about it yet, basically the brand hasn't made a motocross specific bike in a long time. They've been focusing on the off-road and trials bike markets, but they're going racing this year in the motocross world, and they have Jeremy Van Horebeek as their lead rider in the MX1 class at the MXGPs. Beta has told MXA that they're using their first season as a building year to develop the bike, and one good reason for using the MXGPs as the first year is that you're allowed to use special edition works bikes over there. The teams don't have to use the same homologation rules that we have here in the US with the AMA. Jeremy Van Horebeek has been racing at the Italian International Championship to continue testing the brand new motocross bike from Beta and to further prepare for the GP season. This past weekend, he scored a second place finish, landed on the podium in the 450 class behind world champion Roman Fevre on his factory Kawasaki. So very impressive ride to see the new Beta land on the podium this weekend in Italy. Beta has also told MXA that after they use this year in the MXGP season to develop the 450, that they plan to bring it to the US and race the AMA Nationals with a full factory team in 2022. Pretty crazy to think about it, but it would be really cool to see 8 different brands on the line next year. You have KTM, Gas, Husqvarna, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda, and Beta. So that's 8 brands. It would be pretty wild to see all those guys on the line next year. Next up, we also saw another unique motocross brand getting some time in the limelight at the same Italian championship. It was Nicolas Lapucci who won the 250 MX2 class in Italy, and he did it on a Fantic Racing 250 two-stroke. Many of you have probably already heard of Fantic, but if you haven't, Fantic Racing is an Italian motorcycle company that's been around since 1968, and they actually make bicycles too. They've used Motori Minarelli engines in the past, which is actually owned by Yamaha, and now they're getting parts straight from Yamaha and building bikes in Italy using the YZ125 and YZ250 two-strokes as their platform, and then customizing them from there, putting their own Italian spin on the bikes. Fantic uses the Yamaha engine, frame, and suspension with Fantic Racing bodywork and other custom mods to build what we see here. Back in the day, it was actually normal to see a lot of small builders buying engines from their competitions to build their own motorcycles, but it's definitely a rare thing to see today, and it's super cool to see Fantic and Yamaha working together. It kind of feels like Yamaha handed the reins over to Fantic to continue producing and kind of developing and innovating their two-stroke line. Yamaha kept producing their YZ125 and kept, innovating their YZ250 two-stroke, it might look something like what the Fantic Racing bikes are to this day. For me, as a test rider, it's my dream to ride one of these bikes, and I always drool whenever I see videos and photos of these bikes riding. Now, to see Nicolas Lapucci win the 250 class in Italy this weekend is really cool, and something cool I wanted to highlight in this week's video. Next on the list, we just posted a video of Aaron Plessinger riding at the all-new Star Racing Yamaha facility back in Cairo, Georgia. The Star Racing team bought Ricky Carmichael's old farm, and they're currently remodeling it into their new East Coast base camp and training grounds. MXA's Travis Spant spent a day with the team before the Daytona Supercross and produced a video with Aaron Plessinger riding and with him talking about his 2021 season. Aaron has been extremely impressive recently, especially with his podium at Daytona and riding strong at the Arlington Supercross. And he's attributed a lot of his new success to the Yamaha team being taken over by the Star Racing effort. So last year and the last couple of years since Aaron Plessinger has moved up to the 450 class, he was racing for a Yamaha in-house in their own factory program. Now Yamaha has handed the reins over to the Star Racing Yamaha team, and as we've seen, the 450 riders have done really well this year. It's been really exciting to see. Next on the list, while at Pro Circuit last week, Jody and I got to talk to Mitch Payton and catch up a little bit. We also got to walk around the kind of the showroom, the front of Pro Circuit headquarters, where they have all the championship bikes lined up. It was super cool for me to see our 24-hour winning bike at the front of the Pro Circuit headquarters, lined up right next to Adamson Cirillo's 2019 250 AMA National Championship winning bike. Super cool. Unfortunately, you know, our bike's up there on display during the COVID era where there's not a lot of people walking in the display room, but still super cool to see it up there. The 24-hour was an awesome event. I raced it and won it with Zach Commons as my teammate, Preston Campbell and Carlin Gardner as a 4-man team, 24 hours on one bike. We have a full story running in the March issue of Motocross Action magazine. You can check it out all there. Awesome to see our bike up there, and kind of a surreal moment to see it at the Pro Circuit headquarters. Also, at the end of the day, Daryl Eklund, our very own managing editor of MXA, he bought the whole crew In-N-Out milkshakes. I brought one back for Schneike to give to him on the dyno after he helped us with a long day of dyno runs. He was working on Pro Circuit 250 engines for the race team, getting ready to ship a couple to Texas for the Arlington Supercross. Schneike is a former factory Honda mechanic for Justin Barsha. Now he's an R&D technician at Pro Circuit, and he's helping out the MXA wrecking crew all the time. Next up on the list, we also had a blast riding in the high desert last week after we got some rain here in Southern California. We got quite a bit of moisture, and I thought there was actually going to be a lot more moisture in the desert. It wasn't as wet as I anticipated it to be, but it did end up snowing on us, so we had a good time riding the 2021 KTM 125, Husky 125, and also TM 125. So I'll quit talking, just listen to the sights and sounds of some 125 two-strokes. Nice. It's full snow. Look at your sweatshirt, it's all black.
Oh, dude, it's like, it's so weird because like the clouds up there aren't even like that thick.
Yeah, you can see it.
Oh no.
Alright guys, that's all for this week in MXA episode number 12. No, we didn't have any Supercross coverage in this video, but you can check out motorcrossactionmag.com for full coverage from rounds 10 and 11 of the Arlington Supercross in Texas. And MXA's Brian Converse will be on the scene at round 12 of the season this Saturday coming up at the Arlington Supercross. So it's gonna be the third time they're racing in Arlington. We're looking forward to that. Check out motorcrossactionmag.com for news, reviews, race results, bike tests, product tests, and more. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with our latest videos. Before you go, click these thumbnails now to check out some of our latest uploads.